Hey everybody, it's Brian with Engadget. We're still here at the Nokia event, but we are now here with Matt Rothschild, the head of sales for North America.
Great.
In spite of the accent.
Absolutely, it's an international accent they call it now. But thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this great announcement we've had today of the Nokia Lumia 1020 as well.
We were talking a little bit before, and speaking of the accent, that you've kind of been all around the world with the company, and I wanted to start by asking you, what's unique about the North American market? How is it different from obviously Nokia is a global company.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here what's really clear is Nokia is still a really loved brand. Nokia is a well-known brand. People understand Nokia stands for great quality, great products, and really that great overall consumer experience. And that's still true in North America. Even though we may have been not as visible a few years back, people absolutely know we're back now in North America. By bringing out products like the Nokia Lumia 1020, it's really going to elevate that innovation, that concept of Nokia's absolutely bringing the best products to consumers, particularly around that imaging area, which we're committed to here in North America.
Given the prominence of Apple here and Samsung as well, has it been harder for you guys to get more of a footing in North America than elsewhere?
Well, again, the Nokia brand is a great asset for us to work with. People are very familiar with Nokia products and very familiar with what Nokia promises by that brand around quality and experience. Here, there's absolutely two strong players. Our role is to bring a third choice to consumers, and so working closely with the operators like AT&T as we are with the Lumia 1020 announced today, that'll mean that we're bringing great choice to consumers. And if photography is something that's important and they haven't been as happy with photography on maybe an existing smartphone they use, then something like the Lumia 1020 can really elevate that photography just to an entirely new level. So we really think that choice is great, make consumers really happy with the photographs that they're taking and sharing.
Actually, when you mentioned carrier exclusivity, that brings up an interesting point, which is yesterday we were at T-Mobile, and they were obviously showing off a new Nokia handset on that carrier. But what's in it for you guys as far as exclusivity is concerned?
Okay. Well, I mean, we're really happy now to have a flagship at each of the major operators that we work with here in the US. So we've been working very closely with Verizon on the Nokia Lumia 928, and that's going well. We've worked previously with AT&T on the Lumia 900, the Lumia 920, and now our third flagship announced today with the Lumia 1020. And then T-Mobile will soon be starting to sell as well the Lumia 925. So having a flagship at each of the operators, depending on which carrier is your carrier of preference, you have a great choice of a Nokia Lumia product. And it's not just the flagships either. We have products like the 521 now selling at T-Mobile as well. Of course, we have to work with the operators. Having people like Ralph De La Vega on stage here at this event for the Lumia 1020 is a great complement to the cooperation and the collaboration between Nokia, between the operators and between Microsoft to bring these great products to market. And working closely with an operator like we do with AT&T lets us make sure that the marketing messages are well aligned, the retail experience is great, that the reps are really well trained there as well. So a lot of heavy lifting to do in that area. Yeah. But working closely with an operator like we are on exclusive products like the 1020 allows us to really make sure all those things are delivered as well as possible.
Towards the end of the press conference, there was a Q&A, and somebody asked, I guess, a very impassioned question about the company's relationship with AT&T, and she essentially suggested that it was on them a bit, and maybe they hadn't done a great job promoting the phone. And obviously, Stephen said that has kind of been on you. And the question I would ask is, do you feel like either any of the carriers or you yourself as a company maybe haven't done a great job in that promotion, as far as, particularly as far as the store walk-ins are concerned?
Sure. Well, I think there's still a long way to go in this path. We're just at the beginning. So having products like the Nokia Lumia 1020 will elevate that discussion, create that real wow moment, where particularly staff working in stores will be able to show something that is truly differentiated and really able to bring out something wow, and I really hope make consumers smile and create that wow moment like Ralph referred to. And by having that, you'll overall feel that teams in stores lean in a little bit more. We're of course working closely with AT&T to make sure that the whole store experience is positive, that they're well trained, that they have a live device to demo things on. But this is an ongoing evolution of this experience. Obviously there are two strong players. We want to continue to bring that third one to the consumers, and that's going to take continued investment, continued focus from us, from Microsoft, and from the operators as well, who want to offer that choice to consumers.
So let's talk about that store experience. So when somebody walks into an AT&T store on July 26th, how is it going to be different?
Firstly, there's going to be a line outside. You'll have to wait because there'll be such a line of people waiting.
Sure.
So what they're going to see is that particularly the zoom capabilities of this, as you saw a lot of demonstrations on stage here, will be brought to life in store. We've done some cool photo shoots with AT&T's team, and all of the images in stores, like some of the images we have printed here today, will have all been captured with the Nokia Lumia 1020. So we'll be actually standing by our word there in terms of everything you see in this store is captured with this device. So it'll be very easy to see. And then we'll have some hands-on demos in the store, which the staff will be well trained on, to show how the zoom works, how people can share moments, be creative with the photographs as well. So there's a lot of great experiences we'll be bringing to life in AT&T, and that's absolutely what part of this partnership is about.
Obviously, the in-store demo is a huge part. I mean, that ends up being kind of a problem, right? Is you can stand on stage and you can show something off, but you really need to get into people's hands. I mean, how big from a sales perspective? How important are those walk-ins?
They're a critical part of the whole sales process. Still, the majority of phones today are sold in stores, particularly in operator-owned stores, and increasingly in national retail and other channels. So it's critical that we're successful there. And so, firstly, we have to create the awareness. People have to know it's available. This awesome experience and camera capability is available. Then when they go to store, we have to make sure that the messages are consistent. So it's a critical piece, and it's one of the most critical pieces, on top of having an awesome product, great experiences on the device, creating that awareness through campaigns, but landing that in store is an absolutely critical piece of the puzzle as well. And again, that's a lot of stores, a lot of people, and we have to continue to invest in that area. Having products like the 1020, which really have that wow feature like the 41 megapixel, will absolutely get the attention of the teams as well.
And in this question of promotion, of in-store promotion and ads on top of that, Stephen had mentioned that it's kind of a three-way deal with you guys. So it's Nokia, it's the carriers, and then it's Microsoft. Obviously, the carriers are doing their part for in-store, and I'm wondering what Microsoft is doing and how much of a vested interest Microsoft has in Nokia.
Well, I mean, obviously, Microsoft is our software partner, and for the operating system to sell, we have to sell a device. And so it's very clear, and it's a very, Nokia is aligned with Microsoft strategically, not just on software, but also on our execution and go-to-market strategies. So it's critical that we continue to work with Microsoft in that area, and that we continue to sell a lot of devices, which in turn sells a lot of licenses and operating systems. So that's a critical partnership that extends well beyond just the software that's loaded to the phones. So at all levels, I would say we're engaged deeply with Microsoft about making sure that we're bringing the right experiences to consumers in the best way.
I'm going to end with this one. I'm wondering. We're talking about visibility, getting it out there. A lot of other handset manufacturers have looked towards, Jay-Z, Alicia Keys. Is celebrity endorsement? Is that something that interests you guys?
We've toyed with that in the past. We've done some great events here in Times Square with previous products, and we'll look at each opportunity as it comes along. But what's really important is really showing off the camera capabilities. This true, innovative, best smartphone camera in the market by a long way today. So that's what we're going to focus on. The hero for me, the celebrity for me, is actually this lens on the back today. So that's what we're going to keep celebrating versus an individual. We're going to keep celebrating what this actually lets consumers do with their photography. So
now that Ansel Adams is out of the picture?
Well, again, the best, as we've heard from other famous people, the best photographs are taken with the phone that's in your pocket or the camera that's in your pocket.
Sure. So Carl Zeiss is your celebrity?
Zeiss is and the 41 megapixel technology that you saw some very proud people on stage with earlier on is all part of that.
Great. Matt, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for the time.